So the one and only, the baddest man on the planet, Mike Tyson, gave his reaction to Anthony Joshua losing to Usyk, where he stated, quote, "After watching the Joshua versus Usyk fight, maybe they had a bad day that night. From that performance, do you really think they could have beat me in my prime? Question mark." End of the quote. Now, first of all, when Mike Tyson said they, I think he's referring to Anthony Joshua and his entire team, since Usyk couldn't have had a better performance. Nevertheless, one thing for sure and two things for certain. In order for Anthony Joshua to have a chance against Usyk in the rematch, he needs to fight Mike Tyson style, like the old AJ, with the peekaboo style, moving his head, bobbing and weaving his way to the inside, throwing combinations with the killer instinct intentions. That's the way to cut it. AJ is going to be forced to adapt if he really wants to win this fight, by using his weight, muscle Usyk around, bully him. In order to show Usyk that he's the smaller man, AJ needs to go from being a clean puncher to adapting roughhouse tactics in the kitchen when he's chest to chest with Usyk inside of that ring. Only then he could pull off the win. He has to fight Mike Tyson style, which by doing so, he will take Usyk power away. See, Usyk needs room to punch in order to create leverage, since he moves and punches in motion, using his entire body to punch in a technical way. Therefore, if AJ is able to fight Mike Tyson style by applying tremendous pressure, fighting chest to chest, where he's crowding Usyk, getting him off balance in the process, that will nullify Usyk by taking his power away. So Anthony Joshua's fear of getting caught in an exchange like he did with Andy Ruiz will go away, as long as he doesn't punch clean and uses his weight to his advantage by muscling Usyk. More importantly, not getting caught with a counter coming in. And last but not least, Anthony Joshua's stamina issues. Now, first of all, if he makes Usyk carry his weight, then Usyk, who has great stamina, is going to feel the pace too. However, if AJ wants to take a break, then he needs to fight Teofimo Lopez style, like he did against Lomachenko. Stay all the way in the outside, control Usyk with the jab, force Usyk to take risks and come in, then counter him. Now, you guys may say, well, that's what he did last time, and it got him effed up. I mean, he really got messed up by Usyk. Usyk nearly stopped him. But there's a big difference. Anthony Joshua was trying to counter Usyk mid-range. He wasn't fighting all the way from the outside, using his reach to bait Usyk to come in, then counter him. Heck no. Instead, Anthony Joshua went to Usyk range. He fought the entire fight at the wrong distance, at mid-range, where Usyk could touch him up without even having to reach and take a risk. With that being stated, these are major adjustments Anthony Joshua has to go through, as he seemed really frustrated and confused when it came to fighting southpaws. So he has his work cut out for him. And like Mike Tyson said, boxing is 90% mental and 10% physical, which is AJ's biggest problem. AJ's biggest problem is his mental, not really his physical. I truly believe he could have adapted in the first Usyk fight, at least as far as changing his game plan, going from plan A, boxing, to plan B, fighting, and applying pressure. However, what blocked that from taking place was his mental. He was too worried that he was going to get caught with something he didn't see, like he did with Andy Ruiz, so he didn't even try. He played it safe and nearly got knocked out anyway. Like I said before on my previous video, which I'm gonna leave the link for that video in the comment section below. It seems like for AJ to go from plan A to plan B, he needs a whole training camp to make the necessary adjustments to be comfortable to implement that fight night. He can't go from plan A to plan B during the actual fight. On the other hand, Usyk in the rematch, all he needs to do is more of the same. Make it a boxing match. Force AJ to box, since AJ doesn't seem to be aware of what to do when fighting a slick southpaw. As we seen on the previous fight, AJ was gauging distance with his power hand and his lead hand. I don't know what the heck he was trying to do. Gauge the distance or feint with his power hand. It was really unclear because he was standing at the wrong distance anyway. AJ was lost in the sauce, and Usyk, he needs to enforce a boxing match on AJ again. And last but not least, who would win against Mike Tyson in his prime? Now, we have to put some respect on Mike Tyson's name, because when you talk about prime Mike Tyson, you talking about that fighter before he suffered his first loss. And I'm not talking about Buster Douglas. However, to that man in the mirror, that version of Tyson will KO both Usyk and AJ. Tyson will do what AJ didn't do, or what AJ should have done fighting an Usyk. Usyk is a good fighter, but seeing the success Derek had, Tyson will eat him alive. AJ, on the other hand, Mike Tyson was too ferocious for him, mentally and physically. If Ruiz was able to get to AJ, then you can just imagine what Mike Tyson will do to him. With that being stated, drop your thoughts in the comment section below, subscribe below, and click on the notification bell to be continued on the next episode of Akhi, Akhi, TV. Peace, and I'm on to the next one.